This is exciting. There we go.
20 years
Wow.
old. Okay. Okay. At 20, then are you like a junior or
Um,
senior?
I'm kind of like they call me like a freshman. So I transferred, so my credits kind of reset because I switched my major. So I'm
Okay.
technically a sophomore with freshman credits.
Okay. So, well, again, it's kind of sound like that because usually when by the time, usually 17, 18 years of age is usually when people start going into college. And then you start throwing just like 4 years afterwards, and then they're coming out. So 21, 22 usually is what I'm looking at. But that's fine. Okay, you're 20 years old. And do you do just folk style?
Oh no, I like all of it. Freestyle, Greco,
Okay.
all of that.
She's a fresh like a in college. She's in college. I don't think they do folk style in college, do they?
And not
That
full.
is, I mean, folk, we're the only country that does our collegiate style and folk style. We're the only country. The rest of the world does freestyle Greco, and that's why the United States does not do all that well when it comes to the World Cup, the World Championships. Let's see, I guess that did not. Okay, there you go. So again, you can actually see me there. I don't know why that bar was over there, but that's why, again, the United States does not do that well at the Olympic Games and that, just because you're 21, 22 years of age by the time you actually are doing freestyle Greco on a full-time basis. I mean, there's still going to be, folk style state championships, folk style AAU this and USA that. But if you want to do something really important, it's pretty limited what you can do.
But yeah, definitely.
All right. But okay, but the fact that you do all aspects, you do Greco, freestyle, folk style. I make notes as I go here because I remember our conversation. No, I talk to too many people on a daily basis. I don't even know who I am sometimes.
Well, we'll never forget this.
Well, I mean, well, again, I mean, my intent is, I mean, I'll give you really pretty blunt and honest type of recommendations. How is your what's your best takedown? What do you work on?
My best takedown.
Yeah. What's your attack?
I've been trying to make it single legs, but I always like lead to like a double, like either from space, like tap and go, or I don't know, from like an underhook. I like doubles from.
Okay. Well, again, from point of contact, because it's going to be the higher and higher level that you go into competition, you're not going to be able to simply just shoot in on somebody. It's always going to come off a point of attack, and you have to disguise everything that you do. It's kind of like, I mean, literally, when my hands go out and touch you, they'll be like on your inside of your shoulders, because if I hit with the heel of my hand, it will put you back on your heels. And the moment I put you on your heels, I have nullified your attack capability until your weight rocks back on your toes once again. So just starting to keep your palms inside, thumping, but know that you can thump and pull at the same time. So I can pump you in one direction, start to pull in the other direction, but then I can do it on one side where I start to pull, I start to twist to where now, as I twist you in one direction, as you start to try to correct it, now I can shoot right into nice high crotches, single leg attacks, doubles. So those are some of the things that you're going to start looking to try to add to your arsenal. I knew that most people they did not know how to work from point of contact. They shoot singles, they shoot doubles, they tap, they go. If you can work off of Russian 2-on-1s, underhooks, overhooks, those are all good type of things that are out of the norm. You don't want to be normal. It's too easy to beat normal. That's why you have to add more and more things to your repertoire. Understand normal, just
Hmm.
don't be normal. So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of always looked at it. Question, ask me a question.
Um, what do you want to say like your greatest moment in your career was?
Oh, well, I mean, this isn't really about me. This is about you.
Yeah,
So again,
I guess.
I mean, yeah, well, to try to put myself in your shoes here right now, I had seven other siblings. So there were eight, seven kids. I'm second on the totem pole. And the thought of asking mom or dad for money to go to college never entered my mind because mom and dad are feeding and clothing eight children. So how am I going to do it on my own? And it came through the sport of wrestling. And trust me, I love football way more than I liked wrestling because every 30 seconds of football, crash, bang, boom, and I loved it. I was a kamikaze pilot and never left the field. I was on every specialty team, offense, defense, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I was such a kamikaze that I would end up sometimes I would split my helmet. And I'd have to
Oh
take
wow.
another helmet from one of the other guys. I would damage my shoulder pads so much to the point that I had to fill up my shoulder pads, grab another set of shoulder pads from yet another person. But now on a more comical aspect, but I was also in the band my freshman and sophomore year. So at halftime, when all the football players are in the school, locker room, stuff like that. I'm out marching with the band, playing my trombone. So now that's a lot more comical because I was the only football player in the band playing an instrument. So a little comical tidbits because I always say that I am kind of a goof in a lot of different ways, but I march to a different drummer, and I'm okay with that.
That's so
Um,
cool. You did both.
Yeah, no, it was, but the I'll say the sad thing is there's no photos or video from that because the internet era, the cell phone, none of that stuff existed. Then you actually had to use all kinds of old electronics that they weren't battery packed or things of that nature. All right,
In a
so
way, we're lucky for that.
well, I mean, yeah, I think so as well because it's too, as I would say, a moment of indiscretion, a lifetime on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and it's well, again, on that same note, I had three different families. In the sense that in the fall I had my football family, during the wintertime I had my wrestling family, and then in the springtime I had my track and field family. But I had a deal with the track coach that if there was a Saturday track meet and there was a Saturday wrestling meet, he wasn't going to see me at the track meet because I was investing my time and energy in wrestling because I'm not going to get a track scholarship. I'm not. I mean, it's a. I had to hurt my one youngest son. He gifted speed for a white boy and he thought he was going to, do some wonders in the 100-yard dash. I go, son, Google the 100-yard dash for the Olympic Games, the World Championship, the national record. Count how many white boys are in the top eight runners. He goes, and after he did, Dad, he goes, there aren't any. I go, my point. And again, I'm not saying it to be mean because it's just that black people don't make good swimmers because they
Oh,
have a less body fat on their bodies as well. I mean, it just again, I always tell people genetics because some people think, oh, that sounds kind of racist. I always tell people I wrestled for Bobby Douglas, the first black coach of any collegiate program, period. So how can it be racist when I wrestled for a black coach?
Yeah.
So, but all right, takedown. You get double, but again, we talked about some arsenal in that you can go on the attack there with, always making people second guess what you're trying to do. What's your first move? When you're down on bottom in the referee's position, what's your go-to move for an escape or reversal?
I usually just try and hit a stand up as quick as possible. If I can't get to a stand up, I'll do like quad pod knee slide until like a sit out, and then just keep knee sliding until I get out.
Yeah. Again, yeah, you call it knee side, but anytime, whatever side your opponent is on trying to ride you, always sit away. Because but every time that you sit away, they have to cover so much more distance So again, that I did exactly what you did because it just makes the most sense. Each time I sit away, they have to move so much more. And now it's easy now to arch up, stand up, or I did a lot of Granby rolls. Well, first off, typically a Granby roll is something that a lighter weight wrestler would do. So when they saw a 190 pounder, a 220 pounder, and a heavyweight, all three me, doing the Granby rolls, stuff like that, they're like going, what the heck is that? But I would work out I would work out with the lightest weight class in college used to be the 118-pound weight class. That weight class doesn't exist anymore. 125 is your latest weight class.
Mhm.
But the wrestler at Arizona State at the time was a young Hispanic wrestler by the name of Billy Rosado. Billy Rosado wrestled internationally at the 105.5-pound weight class. And you got to realize I'm 240-ish, getting down to whether it's 198, 220 heavyweight on international things, but wrestling uh, collegiately at the 190-pound weight class because I was at the top of the food chain. But through proper dieting and things of that nature, it wasn't like I was starving myself. A lot of dehydration of water and that, but stuff that again, if you would have saw my freshman year classes that I took, my very first semester, there was no graduation in my future because I took all these programs to make myself a better athlete. I took a nutrition class so I knew everything to put in my body to make me the ultimate athlete. I took a judo class so I could learn how to use my feet like a second pair of arms. That worked out really well for me. I took a weightlifting class then just to be able to design programs specifically for the sport of wrestling, and it all worked very 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 well to me. Now again, it throws people off because they see all the gray hair, the gray mustache,
Mhm.
and the whole 9 yards. But it's kind of like going. I tell people that in every one of my pictures of the Ultimate Fighting Championship or in professional wrestling, the color of my hair, eyebrows, and mustache was just for men number 45. So because again, it goes back to psychological aspects. And again, this goes back to that even amateur wrestling. And there's a psychology when you walk out onto that mat. And my psychology when I was in amateur wrestling was I would always keep you moving backwards. I would control the position and I would always keep the center of the mat at my back. And I'd always keep you at the peripheral side. So it always looks like you're stalling. So I'm basically manipulating you to make you look bad in the eyes of the referee. So now they're going to start cautioning you for stalling. And then they start banging for a point here, a point there, 2 points there. And then eventually you're going to be disqualified. But then I can still shoot and attack, take you out of bounds, and I can still score points as I'm taking you out of bounds. So again, I always tell people, be an intelligent athlete. I read the rule book. I knew the rules probably better than the referees and then how to manipulate them. Whether that was for my amateur wrestling career, but also in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and that as it progressed on, and new rules were being made up on the fly, and they were non-athletes that were making up these rules, and I showed them how to manipulate these rules.
Yeah,
So, um, do you have good workout partners?
I do actually. I one of my workout partners, she won the Who's Number One for Flow USA Wrestling. She's a Fargo champ. Uh and I believe she's now gonna compete for Team Guatemala. So she's
Okay.
going to World Team Trials there.
Okay. All right. Well, again, it's always good to have people that are good. You always want a few people that are better than you because it forces you to push yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But then also work with people in different weight classes. Work with some people that are heavier than you, so you get used to this more of this power, the strength. But then some people that are lighter than you, because now you're going to go against their agility, speed, and things of that nature. But then push yourself. You want to actually get to the point that you're almost so tired, but that's when injuries take place. Because most wrestling coaches, they run the practice wrong. They warm you up, they drill you, and then you go right into hardcore combatives. And which I mean, it's good, but you take the athlete only so far into those hardcore combatives. But when you start seeing that they're hitting the wall of fatigue, that's when you got to go back, and then you have to drill to where you're still building cardiovascular, you're still building, the physical mechanics of what you have to do, but you want to get to the point that you no longer think, you simply react and do. Um, I don't know what else really to tell you on this. I mean, it's the only other thing that I can tell you, because it's something I do. Because um, if you were to send me a couple of your matches, not victory, not close fought matches that you might have barely eked out a victory, or you lost, but I want close tight matches, because I'll never I'll never remember your name, but I will know you technically better than you know yourself, what you're going to be good at and what you're going to suck at. So it's those things that I would do, but it takes me quite a while to do that, because it takes me almost an hour, because just to do one match, because I rewind it again, because I'm looking for hand position, I'm looking for hands to head, and it's like go back, go back.
Yeah.
And I make all kinds of notes, because even talking to you right now, I'm just making different types of notes of about who you are in that, and I'll enter that into your database, because a lot of people always wonder why. Well, what's your bad database about? I go, I speak to so many different people. Do you think I can remember everybody? No.
No.
So I make notes just so that I can kind of pick up wherever I left off on the things.
I love that.
So,
That's so organized.
well, I mean, it's I've lived out of a planner since my junior year in high school. First off, just for tournaments and camps I wanted to go to. And then eventually now it's just, I live out of it, because I do so many different things on any given weekend, and the variety of things I work with, everything from law enforcement, corrections, air marshal, border patrol, military. They have a ground combatics program, and I have a certified program for that. And now just recently you got I think it was Cash Patel with the FBI saying he wants to start having FBI agents train with UFC fighters. So I got already contact a couple of my UFC people contacted. I've been doing that for over 30 years now. I have a certified program. So if this does come to fruition, I'm your guy. So,
Oh yeah.
but questions.
Mm,
And
if
Pops, if you got any questions too, go ahead there as
Oh,
well.
I'm just taking it all in. Uh, I don't know. I mean, like for me, I was just, I was so excited that she made it to the national championship, and then when she, took out that world team player, I was like, wow, she's definitely going places with this, and she's only been doing it since her sophomore year in high school, so she was kind of late in the game getting started, but she's come a long way.
No,
You know,
you
she,
and you would be you're right for thinking that. So it's there's a double thought feeling about that, because some parents, they push so much in those early years that the athlete hates the sport, and they quit it. But that's a combination of how much is the parents pushing, how much do they want to proceed with it, and that's really
yeah, this
what
was
boils
all
down to.
her. This was
Yeah.
all her. She was,
No, and that's the good thing, that you got to look at it, that, like I said, you can use a sport to travel, not just domestically, but travel internationally. I've been to every country that has ever had a wrestling program, and some countries that don't even exist anymore. So it's been wonderful for traveling. You find out pretty quickly that the United States is probably one of the nicest places, and it's okay to drink the water there, and you can eat almost anything that they serve you. But other countries, you dare not even drink their water because you'll have Montezuma's revenge within the hour. So, but
Remember that.
see,
Yeah.
just I want you to know that they're pretty special because that was Don Fry calling me just now.
Oh
So
my God.
Oh wow.
We always
he was
used to
one.
watch the Predators predictions down at the
Yeah.
firehouse. That's how I kind of introduced some of the guys that I work with. I'm like, you guys, you think you like the stuff you want. These are the guys that when I was growing up that we
Yeah.
watched, you know?
Don was a fireman for a while. I mean, also a farrier where he shoe horses and does that kind of stuff. I'll be calling him back here shortly because he's just basically getting back because I called him about doing a couple of different things because um, he doesn't know how to market himself, and I'm just trying to help market him more and more so that he can get out and go and do things more and more because it's not good for him to be sitting around and thinking. So.
That's wild.
Uh,
Uh,
Well, I mean,
we were just before we got out with you. I had her watching all the old stuff. They have like a best of like all your matches and stuff. Where
huh?
you were Oleg
Well,
Tektarov.
the thing they don't have on there though is they don't have none of my amateur wrestling stuff.
No, I've never seen
Yeah,
any
like
of
I said,
that.
'cause you're just gonna see MMA this or professional wrestling that, and I do a lot of clinics and seminars. That's probably the number one thing that I travel around is just teach you things because yeah, I can go out there and what I call I can do a seminar out of a can, or I simply just start asking people, just tell me where you have problem areas. And I go, show me the problem areas that you have. And I go, I'm the fixer. I can fix things just because I have such a diverse background in the sport of wrestling, but then by doing judo, sambo, gi work, non-gi work over and above all this, it's helped me to become that much more well-rounded in things. So uh, I don't know if I helped you or not here tonight,
But I
but
was just looking for some like inspiration, motivation. I mean, we got all that, but if I've sent you some of her matches and let us know what you think and what you think she should like improve upon and
again,
like where she should go
I'll
with it.
I'll be a little bit slow getting back onto it because it does
That's
take me a
fine.
while to analyze a match or two, and my emails they never let up. I'll, I'll be
I'm
uh,
sure.
I'll be on the phone here for at least
I
at
couldn't believe you
least.
got back to us. It blew me away that I'm like, wow, he got back to us so quick and so
Well,
willing to talk to us. I can't
yeah.
believe this.
Well, again, I love the sport of wrestling because I mean there's a lot of good people that come out of the sport of wrestling, but then you'll have other opportunities. You can go into all the things we just talked about. You can go into submission grappling. You can go into mixed martial arts. You can go into all this kind of stuff because, the ladies, they participate in all this. Now they got this Real American Freestyle program that they just started up again, where athletes are monetizing. There's women's programs that they're offering up scholarships, but then also money that goes along there with this. The only thing I don't like about, and this all falls back onto our uh, the folks, the people that could control, and the NCAA folks right there,
Mhm.
because what they've done is they're allowing you that you could have an incredible freshman year at one program and be only halfway through your season, and another program can simply say, "Hey, you did such a great job there that we're going to offer you twice as much money, and you can leave midstream, and there's no repercussions." So it really kind of makes it difficult for programs in order to stay, especially programs that are struggling financially. It's your Oklahomas and your Iowas. They will never want because they got hundreds of millions of dollars all in their pockets because the programs have been around forever, and those two, the four schools between the two Oklahomas and the two Iowas, they had a stranglehold on the NCAA title for quite a few years.
Mhm.
So, and I think Arizona State was only like one of the few smaller programs that ever squeaked in there and have been finishing in the top 10 teams for a while now. But a lot of that had to do with the head coach there, Bobby Douglas, being a great technician and a pretty good recruiter. And well, but
Yeah,
then on top of that, having the Sunkiss wrestling program that went with it. That's what got me to go to the program, is knowing that I had the best of both worlds. Once my career would be done with folk style, I'm gonna jump into the freestyle Greco and do that all on a full-time basis then. So
definitely. Which one do you like the best?
I mean, I like them all for different reasons. So I
Answer.
well, like I said earlier, I mean, folk style, I should say, collegiate style bores me to tears because no one's going for the pin. That's what I don't like about collegiate style. When you watch college wrestling, it's like I'm going to take you down, and then I'm going to start to work on fighting time. And it just what it does, it just kill. I look at it, it just kills the sport. Whoop de doo dah that they gave you one extra point. Why don't you give a couple extra points for the pin?
Definitely.
Hmm.
But then I looked at the pin as ultimate victory. So if you just beat somebody, in the back of their mind, they're thinking you only beat me by a couple points. My cardiovascular might have not have been that great, or I just need to hone my skills a little bit more on a couple more drills or something like that nature. But when someone physically mauls you and then pins you against your will, that you stole their soul at that point. So the
Oh, I
next time,
know. That was that's why I was so excited for her first match in that national tournament. She pinned that girl in 49 seconds. It was beautiful. And
uh,
we were all watching it at the firehouse on the big screen. Everybody was screaming. It was oh man, it was wild.
but that's that's the reaction that any athlete would like to hear from the crowd. And that's where again that's but you'd be surprised what that will do for you in an adrenaline dump situation. It will actually make you that much more powerful. It will make that you that much more invincible, powerful, and because you want that euphoric moment again. It's addicting.
Hmm.
Yeah, the pin.
Uh,
So
Nice.
uh,
if you ever go back, look at some of my high school records and even college records, I held every NCAA record for pins at one point in time because my whole, just like I said before, this is my piece of real estate. You're trespassing. I'm going to force you off of my piece of property. I'm going to force you then to start making mistakes. And as you make mistakes, I'm going to catch you and I'm going to pin you.
Yeah.
Because it's the exclamation mark. You can't simply say, uh, you know,
yeah.
I'm a cardiovascular. Oh, a little more drill. No, dude, you got mauled. You got mauled out there. So yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man.
But I say that to you there. You'll get a kick out of this one. There's see, people are saying, well, you've retired from mixed martial arts. You retired from this. I go, who said that? I go, have you ever heard me say those words? I go, I'll say those words when they're done. So it's, I already have one of my friends that he's given me a couple of the upcoming tournaments there for both AAU, USA Wrestling for Senior Men's National. At my age bracket, I'll be in the 67 to 70-year olds. Do you think I'm gonna find another 67 to 70-year old that's gonna push me around on that mat?
I don't see
No,
it. I don't see
no. I know that already. There might be some old Russian, some old Turk, some old Bulgarian somewhere, possibly, but no.
it.
Yeah.
They're going to end our thing because I only have the free version and I just got a notification that our
Okay,
our
we can. I mean, I'm good right now. So you hopefully
oh man, I could
you
talk
make
to you all
some.
night. This is awesome, but
Yeah,
yeah, they're going to end it on us.
yeah. You got some notes. You got some homework to do, but then It's up to you on weightlifting, cardiovascular, and just having a variety of workout partners just to drill. So you never have to think. It just becomes an automatic reactionary type skill, and that will take you a long ways to just by doing those things. So on that note, I shall bid you guys adieu, and I'm going to be
Thank you, sir.
dining out in the kitchen here.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Take care. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Lindsey.